20146 is your SMS line at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. Now, there has been a trend of pests breeding in our homes, in our commuter lines, such as public transport sector. Now, these are the likes of bed bugs, rodents, cockroaches, houseflies, and all that you do know of. Now, we took to the streets, and here are some of the varied opinions that we got on exactly what struggles that you're going through in terms of controlling your pests. Let's take a look at that.
Tumekabiziana na kunguni, mende na inzi. But nikijaribu naeke dawa, wakati unaeka zemo ndio inarudi. Nakaa kidogo hivi, sasa sijui naweza tumia dawa gani. Nilijaribu kutumia Bolt, ikashindikana. Mwingine akiniambia nitumia Diazono, bado kao ni shida.
Kuna hao wadudu wanaitwa kunguni, mende na inzi. Wanatusumbua sana huko, hasa huko kijijini. Na maoni yangu ni kwamba ukitaka hizo isiize, hizo mende na maizi, maoni yangu ni kutupa hizo vitu na kuhama hiyo nyumba. Hiyo ndio maoni yangu.
Ulijaribu kuziondoa kivipi? Ulitumia dawa aina gani? Ndio ukaona bado haziishi?
Nilitumia dawa ya kawaida, lakini hiyo dawa ya kawaida haikumaliza. So nikajaribu kuspray, nikaona haiishi. Nikajaribu dawa ya kawaida ingine ya unga, nikaona haiishi. So dawa ni kuhama, nilihama hiyo nyumba, nikanunua vitu zingine upya. Sasa nikaanza maisha ingine mpya, ndio ikaisha.
Na wewe unafikiria hizi vitu zinatoka wapi? Kama kunguni zinatoka wapi? Sababu nyumba ni safi, maoni yako ni gani?
Hizi vitu ninaona ni kulingana na vile mazingira iko. Kulingana na vile kumekaa, unaona hizo nyumba tunakomboa, mtu alikuwa amekaa huko, amekaa kwa miaka na miaka. Hizi vitu zinaonekana asisafisi vizuri, so inaletwa na uchafu kulingana na maoni yangu. So ukihama, ukiingia pale, unajipata uko kwa ile changamoto ya zile vitu.
Nilikuwa na kunguni, sijaiona kitu kingine. Ni kunguni ilitufamilia kabisa. Lakini tuliweka maji mingi na dawa, tukaosha kila pahali, hakuna kitu tulitupa sisi. Lakini wakati tuliosha kitanda, mattress, mashuka, iliisha. Na nikaosha mpaka nyumba, baada ya siku 3 ikaisha. Iliisha kabisa, hata saa hii hakuna. Lakini sio kuosha na maji kidogo. Ni maji mingi na dawa, na kuosha kila kitu kama mwili unaosha.
Ulitumia dawa gani?
Amoxicillin. Ile nilitumia dawa ile inaitwa Amoxicillin. Hii imekaa kama maziwa. Iko kana kachupa kamekaa hivi. Na iliisha.
Hasa tumekuwa na wadudu ambao wanatusumbua kwa nyumba. Kama vile mende, kunguni, na bado kuna rodents pia. Sasa kama mende na kunguni, nitumia dawa inaitwa Promax. Na hakika ilimaliza, kwa sababu niko nikiweka maji kwa kiwango tu kidogo, alafu napuliza kwa mali penye zimejificha. Hakika ni within 3 months walikuwa kuna wadudu kama, hata mende pia walikufa. They died. Sasa niko na amani, lakini sasa ile kitu najaribu kupambana na panya wao wadogo, lakini sasa panya wao wadogo nishanunua kitabu akipita tu juu anakamata. Sasa we normal come with it. Hawa dudu na ambao wanasumbua ndani ya nyumba. Lakini hasa mimi kama manzi siwaoni kwangu.
Aswa hapa Nairobi, wale wadudu niliweza kupatana na wao ni wakati nilikuwa naishi kwa nyumba. Kuna wakati nilikuwa naishi kwa nyumba ya mabati, na kuna jirani yangu alikuwa na kunguni. Sasa kunguni obvious kwa nyumba ya mabati huwa zinatoka the other side na kuja kwako. na hiyo wakati nilitafuta dawa nikaweza kupiga kuspray but hawakuisha. So nikatafuta hawa majamaa upita wakisema dawa za kunguni nini wana spray, nikamuita akanilipisha akaspray kwa nyumba yangu then zikaisha. Yeah. Hazijairudi juu niliama kwa hiyo nyumba. I think the best solution ilifanya ni kuhama kwa hiyo nyumba juu obvious zitatoka ile side zikuje kwangu.
There you have it. Now the question we asked today is there a sure way to get rid of pests in our homes? And what exactly does one use? Now joining us in the studio is Kibegwa Moria, who is the Chief Executive Officer at Rafiki Pest Control Limited. Wow, Moria, there you go. The best solution looks like moving out. Is that it?
Not really. You don't have to move out.
Yes.
Because if it's moving out, you'll move and move and move. You'll not have any place to go. Like
yes.
Where you'll not avoid pests.
Yes.
Because pests are part of the ecosystem. What best we can actually do is controlling them, getting them out of our residential places and letting them be where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty much. Now let's talk about understanding the pests and how you're supposed to fight them first. I know we're going to talk about you being part of those services that would actually help, I would say, people fight the pests from their homes. But can you understand them on your own level? How do you know that now I have a pest outbreak in my house?
Personally, you cannot understand the behavior of pests.
Yes.
But once you start spotting any pest, let's say if it's cockroaches, rodent or bed bug.
If you spot one, means that it's not just one.
It's not just one.
There are many.
There are many. And that means the source comes from somewhere. So maybe they're just trying to find new habitats.
Yes.
Or it's just moving around. So once you spot any of that, then just call an expert for a quick survey so they can be able to tell you exactly what's happening. Because you as an individual, you might not be able to understand the behavior because each pest have different behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Are we actually saying that the best way first is that, well, if I see a cockroach in my house or a bed bug or any other, it could be some ants or anything, that the best way is first to say, well, can I get an expert to come in and tell me whether there's an outbreak or not? Is that it?
Yes, that is
and
it.
Is that exactly what your Rafiki Pest Control actually would do?
That's what we do.
But talk to me about this. Before we went on air, I was telling you about culture and the culture of the people in Nairobi as well. I might not be free to actually tell you that I have bed bugs in my house. Did you run into scenarios like that?
Yeah, that has always been the case. Many times people always call for privacy when we go to their places.
Yes.
Or whenever we handle pests. Or when they call us. They call us at a high level of privacy. So they tell us first, do you handle this and how best can you do it? And when you come to press, will anybody know about it? So we always customize our services to fit those needs, like privacy being part of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it interesting that people are calling for privacy, especially when it comes to controlling of pests? I mean, it should be pests. I mean, Maureen, this is what I keep on saying now. Cockroaches, they are all over. I mean, if they could be in my house, it doesn't mean that, well, I'm a dirty person or not.
Yes, actually it shouldn't, because now the issue with the sewer system, we like share the sewer system.
Yes.
So like that's the challenge, because it might be in the neighbors' places breeding, but they might be coming to your house for looking for food and clean water.
Yes.
So that means if you see them, then you can't avoid them in the first place.
Yes.
So the best way is when you see them, call an expert. About privacy, people fear the stigmatization which follows after that. People can just tell you that you are always dirty or you are breeding this.
Or we saw the pest control vehicle at your house.
What's
going on?
Yes, what's going on? Do you have bed bugs? So there's fear coming to your place because they know when they come to your place, they'll pick some bed bugs and go back to their places.
Yes.
So it's always good when you do it privately and nobody knows what's going on.
Yours, Rafiki, because that's a very, I would say, it's a very delicate area there. When somebody tells you, well, I'm giving you this contract, but you got to be as private as possible. How do you ensure that you're private as possible?
What first we use is we don't go with branded cars.
I see now. I see.
We don't brand our cars, or we just go by using private means.
Yes.
Mostly, even if it's our car, it's not branded. It's only you who will know that there's a car coming, KX something. then you know what you're coming to do.
Yes.
And also, if you're living in a flat or a place where people maybe wouldn't really need noise, so we reduce the machinery of that we use. So like we tend to customize it according to your needs. But if you're free, you're open, nobody fears noise, because a machine like a fogging machine really gets a lot of noise.
Yes.
So
yes.
we always customize depending on the needs of the client.
I see that.
Yes.
Now, I think listening to exactly what we've seen from those Vox Pops there,
Yes.
is now most people, the first thing you will do is try to fight them by yourself.
Yes, that is.
That's what most people would do. Do you advise that, or do you advise that instead of fighting them by yourself, you can see most of them are saying, well, we fought them and we kept on fighting and fighting until they were done, or some people ended up moving. Would you advise that instead of fighting them by yourself first, you call the pest control services immediately, or what is the balance?
You should call pest control immediately because of one thing. If you do it alone and you don't understand the behavior of the pests,
Yes.
you will only make them more resistant to that chemical.
Yes.
You might be treating cockroaches because you saw them here, but you don't know where they breed from.
I see.
So when you treat them using this chemical, next time you're using the same chemical, they would actually develop resistance to that chemical, so they'll not go. So the best way is call an expert who will be able to advise you the way forward, tell you what to do, or if it's them to do, if it's us like to do the service, or actually you need to do it alone, then we can be able to advise you on how to go about it. So the best way is call an expert, get an expert information about what you are dealing with.
Yes.
Because if you don't, you'll only make them more resistant and make even the infestation very worse.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I'll be talking about moving out and then why you should not move out shortly. Let's talk about the pricing of your services, therefore. Price has to be one of those reasons as why people will say, well, I'm not going to call those guys from Rafiki, let me just fight them by myself.
Yes.
How do you get a balance? How do you price your services?
Our services, we customize our services according to the customer's needs.
Yes.
Because we have a few things that we're looking at. The number of treatments that you're going to do, the type of pests, and the extent of infestation.
Yes.
Because if a place is moderately infested, you may need maybe one treatment or two treatments.
Yes.
But if a place is highly infested, you might need more treatments, which come actually within a short span, like 1 week or 2 weeks.
Yes, yes.
So with that, the cost varies. But we've always tried to be the most affordable
I see.
and effective.
I see.
Affordable is not cheap.
Affordable is not cheap.
Yes,
and cheap might not be affordable as well.
Yes, that is so. It's
Yes.
affordable and effective, because the real thing is that we just want to get out of your house when you say this problem isn't solved.
Yes.
It's the value for your money.
It's the value for your money.
Yes.
Let's therefore attack it in this sense. And I just wanted to be very specific more
Yes,
here.
yes.
Well, let's talk about where majority of Nairobians will find themselves in, especially the ones in the rental department. Let's talk about a 2-bedroom and a 1-bedroom, highly infested and moderately infested. And we're talking about a type of pest, the one that most people in Nairobi fear mostly, kunguni, bed bugs.
Bed bug.
Can we address the pricing?
Yes.
Yes.
Now the prices will vary.
Yes.
And this now we have, let's say if someone wants like a premium service.
Yes.
A premium service, this actually will involve like maybe cleaning after the service and maybe moving things about. So like we always first have to listen to the client's needs, what they actually need to be done. And we also advise them from an expert view, like this is what should be done.
Yes.
But the prices can range from 3,000 to 6,000
Yes.
for a 2-bedroom.
For a 2-bedroom.
Yes. That's what you should know. That's the range. Then there's the variation.
Yes.
So you can always find yourself, depending on the need that you have, you can always find yourself in the same situation, like that range of 3,000 to 6,000.
Yes. Let's talk about another area as well, public transport, because we do know bed bugs are especially quite, I would say, destructive in the sense that they will follow you even in these public transport vehicles.
Yes.
How much is it for public transport vehicles as well?
Public transport vehicles now, this actually, you have to meet and talk to the people who are managing these fleets.
Yes.
And you get to understand their needs. What do they actually facing? What the problem? Their budgets, but also you'll have to have an expertise communicate, like a talk with them and tell them, yes, we need to do like this number of services for us to be able to get this thing being effective.
Yes.
So once we are discussing that, then you can be able to come to a conclusion of the best price.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's no fixed price there.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to think that you'd also like to offer your clients this extra advice on how to not get a reinfestation of this pest that they have in the house.
Yes.
Would you give us some of those now? For anybody listening to you, probably was your client yesterday and doesn't want to call you before the end of the year that have been reinfested again. What are some of these? What are some of these things that you gotta do in your household just to make sure that your house is actually pest free?
Yeah, we have several things. Now, this actually now will start, if you're living in a flat,
Yes.
that would really need a combination, like a reinforcement from the management
Yes.
of the estate or something.
Yes.
Because the sewer system is the work of the management to treat, not your work.
Yes.
But for you, you have to ensure that you treat your sinks. There is no water spillage. That's for cockroaches mostly.
Yes, yes.
And when it comes to egg trays, anytime you bring in new egg trays, you can easily bring in cockroach eggs.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. Boxes, new boxes, maybe from supermarkets or anywhere randomly, but mostly egg trays. The is called the not the plastic one, but
Yes.
the boxed.
Yeah, the carton box ones. Yeah, those ones. Yeah.
Yes, actually
Yeah.
they tend to carry eggs for like cockroach eggs.
Yes.
So when you bring them in the house, then after a few times you can start.
You
seeing
have
them.
cockroaches, isn't
Cockroaches,
it?
yes.
And you're wondering, well, my house has been clean.
Has
Where are
been
they
clean.
coming from?
Yes.
But cockroaches is not really a sign of dirt,
Yes.
as most people would assume, isn't
Yes.
it? You can be clean and then they're actually in your house.
Yes, because
Yes.
they actually come through the sewer system. So
Yes.
they'll be coming from your toilet or your sink, maybe in the kitchen or where you actually do laundry or
Yes.
stuff. Yes.
Pretty much. Let's address this other one, which is endemic
Bed
bugs as well. How do people avoid being culprit to this blood-sucking pest?
One is anytime you travel to places, you've gone for a tour, ensure when you come back, don't just bring your clothes back to the house. You have to ensure that you check them.
Yes.
You've gone to hotels. You're not the only person who went that hotel. We've had several people coming there. And also you don't know the management if they're really doing fumigation. If yes, then you're safe. But if you're not, if they're not, then you're on the verge of taking a few seeds and go planting them in your house.
Taking them and taking them back to the house
Yes,
as well.
so that if you're a travel person, anytime you get from a travel or something, always ensure to check
Yes.
your luggages.
Yes.
That is one. Also, if you're using public means, we have a lot of public means which you can easily get one. So you should always ensure when you get your house, sit in one place, just check yourself and just ensure that there's nothing. Then you can, but also if you see maybe a bus or a matatu having this type of pest, try and address the manager, tell the management to address the issue.
Yes.
Because the challenge I think we have from the fleet management, sometimes they just ignore. Yes, so there's a challenge.
Pretty much. All right, let's talk about Rafiki Pest Control.
Yes.
Talk to me about when you entered the market and exactly how business has been so far.
We've been here for the last over 7 years.
That's
now.
quite a long period,
Yes.
isn't it? That's
Yes.
quite a long period.
Yes.
Yes.
We've been here over 7 years, and what I can say is we've been we always, because for us is we've tried to address this issue. We've always tried to ensure that our clients are satisfied, to ensure that we've given the best, because for us, when our clients are happy, then that is our goal to be in the market.
Yes.
Yes.
Talk to me, how the reception of the service, has it been growing over time?
Yes, it has been growing over time because people currently are just tired of doing these things alone. People,
it's tiring, isn't it? Though?
Yes, it is.
So when you think about it,
it's
actually quite it's actually quite tiresome.
Yes,
especially when you're fighting bed bugs by yourself or cockroaches by yourself.
It's tough because if you really don't know what you're doing, then you might end up doing the worst. So it's best when you call someone who understands how to go about this.
Yes.
And those are the experts who will be able to help you get rid of them in an easy way, much easier.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about the products ranges that you're actually using, because that also becomes a conversation point. Do you have clients who are specifically telling you, well, You have to use products that will allow me to stay in the same house tomorrow if I may come. I've walked into places and we are told, well, don't get in 48 hours because this place was fumigated.
Yes.
Is that an area that you also have to be very keen about?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, because we have different types of pesticide, and every pesticide comes with its own material data sheet.
Yes.
That from the manufacturer. Not the manufacturer has its own set of instructions.
Yes.
On how the chemical should be used.
Yes.
So we have other chemicals which are mild, which actually can just spray, and then maybe in the next coming few hours you can use the house. And some which are very strong that once you spray, or like I want to do fumigation, you have to get out the house like 48 hours. So depending on the client's needs, we can always customize to what they need.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Isn't it? Okay, finally therefore, James, Mr. Moria, can you talk to me about what your plans for 2021 are? How has the coronavirus pandemic really affected your business? I would like to think that people would say, well, let them not come in because of coronavirus.
Yes, literally, it has been an issue.
Yes.
But what now we've actually done to counter that, all our technicians on the ground have to take all precautions. One, they have to maintain social distance. They have to sanitize. Actually, they sanitize before they get out of office.
Yes.
So that means when they go with their private means, they're always safe. And when they get to the client's place, they always ensure that they put on their gloves on, their mask on, social distancing and sanitizing. Yes.
Pretty much, Mr. Moria Kibegmo.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming to Metropole Television. Now you do know, he's saying that, well, the problem might not be yours, and there's that lying factor. It would be very hard to fight them by yourself. So you'd rather call an expert to come in and help you fight those stubborn bed bugs and cockroaches in your house. And he's saying you might not be the problem. Your place might be the problem, or your neighbor might be the problem. So it's good to get technical advice on exactly what it is when it comes to fighting your pests. And he's saying it's affordable. That's according to him. 20146, your SMS line at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. Let's take a short break. Once we come back, our economic review.